In this video, we will be looking at how to create Amazon KDP book cover, and with that we will also be looking at how to create the pages for that book cover, which brings us to two very important things, which is before even thinking about creating a book cover, you should know these two things, which is trim size of the book, which is the dimensions of the book, and the second thing is number of pages. And in these number of pages, you should also count the introduction, preface, and the back marketing pages, like by this book or by these titles as well. So do remember these two things. So let's get started. To get started, we will see how we can figure out what dimensions and what calculations do we need to use. So first, the book, which is 8 by 10 for this example, which is one of the most selling sizes, and it is the best fit for all kinds of books. So we'll use 8 by 10, and this is the page size. And now we go to margins. Forget the bleed. You will never require the bleed unless you're using KDP to sell storybooks which have lots of images. So we'll not look at them in this example. So for example purposes, I'm going to keep my book at 36 pages. No reason, just a number. And now we can see that from 24 to 150 pages, the inside gutter, which is this part, this grayish part from here till here, or shown by this yellow arrow line, that's the gutter. And all the remaining margins are called outside margins, which is top, right, and bottom margin. So let's see how do we create the pages for this first, and then we'll think about the cover. So let's go to Canva, go to creation of new, custom size, select inches, and 8 by 10 is the size, create new design. The reason I'm doing this is that if you have a cover which is perfect and the pages are not, then again you will have a problem and you cannot approve the book. Now in Canva, we'll go through creating the margins which are most important. Press Shift R on your keyboard, so you'll have these guides on the top and the left, or the ruler. And if you don't remember the shortcut, you can go to File and then click on Settings, and Show Rulers and Guides is the option. So now you have them, and please remember, always do this as the first step, because these margins get replicated on all the added pages or the duplicated pages as well. So now to create the margin, we know that the inside margin, which is the left side of the page, should be 0.375 at a minimum. So let's drag it from left. You just have to click here and drag the margin and bring it to the edge of the page, and here you will have to select 3.375 or beyond. So this is 377, so it is good to go, and I'll leave it there. And from the top again, you pull something, pull the margin line, and then drag it to the exact edge, and here you now aim for 0.25 a minimum, and we are on 0.257, which is beyond 0.25. so this is also good. Now go to elements to replicate these margins. We'll mirror these for the right and the bottom thing, so that we don't have to worry about the dimensions. Now drag this square here, zoom it a bit, and then drag it exactly on the corners of the margin, and you will have this view, which is the horizontal pink line and the vertical pink line, which states that the square is exactly, we'll do it again. Okay, now we'll keep it a bit at the bottom as well, so that we have the space to grab the edge. Now it's on the edge of the page perfectly, and now we'll make sure that it is on the edge of the horizontal and vertical lines as well. As you can see here, these pink lines which have the numbers right now denote that. Now we'll select the square again, duplicate it, and then drag it from here to the right bottom corner, and then blindly pull the margin to the edges of the square, so that we have a perfect symmetry of margins. Now we have dragged them there, and we'll delete this from here, and we will delete this from here. And now a very important step, you always lock these guides. So there is a lock guides button in the menu, File, Settings, and Lock Guides. Now they won't move accidentally, even if you're doing something. else with the text or the images. So now just for the sake of it, we'll have a heading and we'll center it. We will have some body text, which I'll copy just from Amazon's thing. And this body text always needs to be 12 or 14 points for fiction books, which is like reading, and for kids I think it's 16 to 18. That's a standard rule, you can change it. Okay, so this is the page, and now I'll just replicate it. So we've created the margins, we'll just keep replicating it till 36 pages we have decided. I'll select all of them and keep duplicating till the time I have 36. Now I have 36 pages. Let me download the book. I'll just click on download. Now while downloading the book, it is very important you select PDF print, and here you select flatten PDF only. Do not select crop, marks and bleed. And in the color profile, if you are on Pro, you can have CMYK or RGB also works well, because most of the books are black and white unless you have a colored storybook. So now while that gets downloaded, let's see how the cover is made. Always remember, while creating a KDP cover, always open this link, which is KDP cover calculator. I'll just refresh this, and here I'll start selecting the options. We are doing a paperback. Then we'll have an interior type, which is black and white. Then we have a paper type, which is white. Reading direction left to right. Measurement unit inches. Trim size is 8 by 10. This is very important. And as I said, the next big factor is the number of pages, which is 36. Now you may think that, say I have at last 37 pages, it won't make a difference. It makes a lot of difference because KDP won't accept the cover. So now you click on calculate dimensions. We'll worry about this figure later. First, download the template. And here in this figure, you just have to worry about the width and the height. That's it. So let's see if the book is getting downloaded. In the meanwhile, we'll start creating. So I'll copy this width. I'll create a new file. We'll go to custom size. Inches is selected. In the width I have pasted that figure, and in the height I'm pasting this figure. And I'll create a new design. So we have this design, and the template which we downloaded looks something like this. And here you have an image. You can drag that image like this, and then drag it from here on the left top edge and drag it from till the right bottom corner, and as you can see, it snaps right in, because this shows that the book cover which we have created is of exact same dimensions of this image. And now I'll tell you a very simple technique. As I said, don't worry about these numbers. If you get into this, it is very hard to understand every single time. So I'll just teach you a very simple lesson. This is our book. So before that, it's a very simple rule. While designing a book cover, keep everything inside this pink line on all the edges. That's it. Inside the pink line from all the edges, and what goes beyond that pink line, I'll let you know in this very tutorial. Fine. So let's draw the margins for reference. So get the margins a bit inside. Like, these are the guides, not the margins as such, so that we come to know that we cannot go beyond this line. And I've done it for all and these can be approximate. These do not have to be exact. And we'll do it for the center as well, because this is the part where the binding happens. So even this you cannot use. And for the barcode reference, we'll also have another margin or guide, so that you come to know that you cannot fill in this space. You can use this one and this space. And now we have all the guides in place. You can select the image again and delete it. And now you can design whatever you want. So let's go and start with the design. I'll put a heading. And as usual, I forgot to log the guides so that they don't move, because we are going to move the text a lot. And now I'll put the heading here. So this is the book title, and you have to use your eyes to center it, because it won't show you the center, because the page is bigger than the page center is here, so it will show the center somewhere here. but that's not the center, because right hand side is the book front cover and this is the back cover. So let's center it with the eyes. So this is the title, this is the subtitle. Let's have a subtitle. Let's have an image over here. I always use this one, and say we have a book about realizing life or something. And remember, this line which you're viewing is for the barcode, not for the book cover's edge. So this is the edge of the book cover. If you want it like that, we can have it that way, or we can center it with them, and we can duplicate this and put the author name exactly here, by ABC. Oh, not ABC, sorry, by John Doe, as they use all the time. And we'll have font as 22, which is readable, and I'm not worrying about how it looks. So this is where I've kept it. You can push it a bit more at the bottom, but it just snaps in, so don't let it snap in, and center it based on the image. Now we have the front cover made. We'll worry about the back now. We'll go to text. We'll just copy the text from our book which we created. So this is like author bio or something, and we'll make it yellow, so it's more appealing. Now to adjust this text, please understand that you need to keep this away from the edges and adjust it accordingly. And if you want to indent the margins, indent the text based on the margins, you can do that as well. We'll keep the text here, and then we will duplicate it again and remove everything. We'll say publication name, and then I will select the text again. We will, and here is the publication name, and say for example, for some reason you need to put something here as well. So as I told you that this box, let me show you, this box will contain the barcode, so your text cannot fall inside this or this. So for example, you can keep it here, and if you want it here, you'll have to make it like this, or the text is more, that's the reason it looks odd. Or you can distribute it in two different boxes while doing it like this, for example. And then I'll just duplicate this box and reduce the text a bit, and you can have it like this, for example. But most of the time this much amount of text is not required. Just for the sake of example, you can push it till here as well if you want. Just keep it outside the margin. So this is how the book is created. Now what things can go beyond these margins is something like 2025 edition. So see, this is the image, and now I can pull it here. I can put it here as well, so it's exactly on the edge. So when the book folds from here, it won't matter, and when you have the book printed, it will start from the exactly edge of the book. And we'll just make it a bit smaller, and then use it over here, make it a bit smaller, and this is 2025. I'll also write edition so that you understand how it actually looks. Now to make sure that this looks better or perfect in printing, what you have to do is center it with this background image, and make sure that you do not leave much space at the top. The reference for the space is this very line which we have drawn, so keep it somewhere here, so you will have a perfect view, or it will not look odd at least. So this is let's make it book title. Fine. So this is how it will look. So our cover is ready. We have done all the things which are required for a cover, and now we will download the cover. So click on share, download. A very important step is PDF print, and here is the very important step actually, which is always select crop marks and bleed. Don't get into the details, just remember this, it is much more easier that way. And flatten the PDF and use the CMYK if you have Pro. Now download the cover. While cover is getting downloaded, let me go to my test account and let me use my test book, and I'll continue the setup because it also takes time. In here we will select a different size, which is 8x10 for our book, no bleed. And now we'll upload the manuscript, which is this one. And now I have uploaded the manuscript, and now I'll upload the cover. So technically I'm replacing the cover, it's fine. And once you have uploaded the cover, it's processing. I'll just take this and launch the previewer and snap right when the book is visible. And here we are in the very first attempt that we are able to create the book cover, which is perfect. Now if you see, we don't have any error on the left and our book cover is perfect. This is the barcode thing I was trying to explain. That's the reason we draw the margins. This is the reason I told you to keep the text on the left side, which is the back cover, away from the margins a bit more, because it will give you a perfect line. The book gets trimmed over here on the white line. So this 2000, that's the reason on this 2025 you don't have any error. But I do this purposely to show you what will happen if you miss this. Although it will not give you an error, when it goes under review, they come back and say that your text is getting cut off, please adjust the text. This happened to me multiple times. So to show you that, always, even if you have the margin, see the margin is here, then too you will have to adjust a bit. So once you bring it a bit more down, you will have a perfect view as well. So this is how you create a book cover on Amazon KDP with the perfect book pages. I hope I have helped you in this video. Apologies for any fumbling or something, because I'm just trying to give my best, or for over information as well. If you have any feedback, please do let me know in the comments below, or if you need any help, please do let me know. Thank you for watching.